Kaieteur bandits busted, Demerara Bridge reopened, fake doctor charged, and oil consultant search continues.
I'm Enrico Pulford, and this is Uncut News. To see news happening, send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151.
Ryan Wharton, the former employee of Kaieteur News, was arrested last night following yesterday's multi-million-dollar robbery at the newspaper's headquarters. According to the police, he has since confessed to being the mastermind behind the robbery. 3 other suspects, Harry Strongster, Collis Haywood, and Lemuel Grant, are presently in police custody. The cops are looking for 2 additional suspects. Meanwhile, $6,406,600 Guyana dollars, along with $685 in US currency, was recovered thus far. This morning, 36-year-old Loknath Prasad pleaded guilty to trafficking 14 pounds of cocaine curry at the Chedijagan International Airport. He will be sentenced on the 31st of October. Meanwhile, 43-year-old Manzil Ali pleaded not guilty and was remanded to jail until later this month when he will be tried for the crime. On Saturday, 4 senior members of the Guyana Police Force, Crime Chief Wendell Blanham, Deputy Commissioner Administration Calvin Brutus, Assistant Superintendent DeLon Fraser, and Assistant Superintendent Dominic Bess, graduated from the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad with their legal education certificates. They are expected to be admitted to the local bar in the coming days. After days of non-stop work following Saturday's bridge collision, the Demerara Harbour Bridge reopened to traffic at 9 p.m. last night, but it will only be able to accommodate vehicles carrying up to 12 tons for now. Meanwhile, an inquiry into the collision will wrap up in the coming week. The chairman of the Wyberg Caracas Neighborhood Democratic Council, Chimanlo Yuradan, died on Sunday, about 2 weeks after he was stung by a swarm of bees while he was checking on works being done in the backlands of Caracas on September 27th. He is just the latest in a series of deadly bee attacks in Berbice. After several months of waiting, the U.S. $120 million loan that the government had sought for resurfacing the Linden-Suzac Highway has been approved by the Islamic Development Bank. The Ministry of Public Works' Work Services Group will be pre-qualifying contractors for the upgrading of the existing 72.43-kilometer 2-lane single carriageway and rural arterial highway. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, K9 services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth, mount grims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $9.95 million, or pay as low as $1.99 million down with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit the showroom Salute 171 Peter Road Street, Queenstown. Alert to Lamar Street, and Southern Mariga sent you for this sweet deal. A psychological evaluation has been ordered for Mikhail McLennan, who was today released on $80,000 bail on a charge that he was pretending to be a doctor. McLennan appeared before Magistrate Judy Latchman at the Diamond Magistrates Court and pleaded not guilty to the charge. According to Minister of Education Priya Manachan, works on the Yarrowcabra Secondary School is moving ahead of schedule, with the school some 65% complete, while works on the St. Rose's High School in Georgetown is on schedule with some 55% of the work already completed. Both schools are expected to be completed by next year. The police busted 7 men in Blackbush Polder Berbice with over 65 pounds of cannabis. According to police, these suspects are all males between the ages of 22 to 35 years old. 3 of these suspects were discovered under a tree with a large quantity of cannabis, while the other suspects were nabbed in the same area. All of the suspects have been taken into custody, and charges are to be filed against them before the end of the week. The CCJ will hand out its judgment next Wednesday on whether the decision of Chief Justice Roxanne George to dismiss the 2020 election petition for late service was constitutional. At the heart, the court case is whether the Chief Justice indeed has the authority to dismiss an election petition on procedural grounds without a right to appeal. The PPP says yes, while the BNC says no. Either way, the CCJ will give its say next Wednesday. Oh, I love a good rhyme. Aha! Today, 25-year-old minibus conductor Timothy Mackenzie was found guilty of the 2018 fatal stabbing of fruit vendor Richard Noel. He had pleaded not guilty to murdering Noel on June 4, 2018 at Starbrook Market, Georgetown. The jury, after deliberating for over 2 hours on Tuesday, found Mackenzie not guilty of the offense of murder, but guilty of the lesser count of manslaughter. He will be officially sentenced on November 3rd. Now for today's oil update. The government has gone out to tender for a consultant to review the field development plan for ExxonMobil's fifth development, the Uraru field, with the expectation that the consultant will begin their work in December of this year. The contract will be financed from the US $20 million allocation from the World Bank for the Guyana Petroleum Resources Governance and Management Project. The consultant's task will include a detailed assessment of the Uraru FDP, as well as management and oversight of the plan. A detailed assessment of the environmental and social impact will also have to be done, as well as training and institutional strengthening. The consultancy period is expected to last for 52 weeks from December 2022. In other oil-related news, NCB Merchant Bank Limited lent Guyana Shore Base Incorporated US $10 million. This loan will allow GYSBI to expand its capacity in the delivery of secure, open, and covered storage, berthing for supply vessels, operational personnel, and loading as well as offloading logistics support. In 2015, Munishwas Limited, Pacific Rim Constructors, LED Offshore, and Total Tech Oil Field Services combined to establish Guyana Shore Base Incorporated. The company was later awarded a 5-year contract to provide Exxon with shore-based services in Guyana, which has since been extended to 2032. Attention truck owners, if you're not shopping at Powered Automotive, you're wasting your money. Powered Automotive has all the major parts for all models of DAF, Freightliner, Mark, International, and more. No need to knock your belly here. They have all the parts you need at prices you can afford. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night, I asked about inflation and how is it treating you. Quasi Sparman says, inflation, more like inflammation. Aha! This thing burning a big hole in my pocket, so the government needs to do more to help the ordinary man. Oh, I agree, because things are really tough out there. Now for tonight's question. I want to know, what questions do you have for us at Uncut News? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Pulford saying good night, folks.